Well, first of all, I've been knowing Dr. Cureton for over 30 years. He and I go way back to our college days. But this idea came about during the pandemic. You know, we saw some of the hiring cycles and some guys weren't given the opportunities. And we also saw Roger Goodell come out and talk about the importance of reaching back and helping guys like myself to still contribute to the National Football League. And I took him up on that challenge and sat down and created an algorithm, and with the assistance of a professor in mathematics, created this algorithm that's designed to create machine learning and data analytics for coaches. And at the end of the day, all we want is fairness for everyone. We want to be able to collaborate with the owners. We want to be able to collaborate with the administrators. And at the end of the day, we ultimately want to teach the coaches, hey, what does it take to interview? What does it take to put a book together in terms of your playbook? What does it take to go to the next level? And I think those are some of the areas that I think that Eneje can help shore up.
And I'm happy that you're doing it because it's very much needed. We'll talk about the amount of coaches. There's only 3 coaches in the NFL right now. But look, you know, Dr. Cureton, you know the stats, you know, once again, 3 coaches in the NFL. They've had the Rooney Rule in place for a long period of time. They've had these analytics out there for a minute. Why is this going to be different, in your opinion?
Well, this is going to be different because of the qualitative piece. Again, and I agree with you, with the Rooney Rule, the worst is done is deliver 3 coaches. The best is done is deliver 8 minority coaches. That's what the data reveals. And that 8 minority coaches has been sustained over a 2 or 3 year period. However, every hiring cycle runs the risk of going down to 1. We know Mike Tomlin is pretty safe. So what the qualitative research shows is that the owners have a threshold of what it means to be convinced whether they have an appropriate hire. That threshold in their conversation, what the data suggests, is this hire a winning proposition for us? Can this hire be a voice for the franchise? And it's not just for the coaches, and it's not just for the professional ranks, because as you well know, Mike, when we start talking about where does the pipeline come from, it comes from colleges as well. So the data also suggests the athletic directors talk about they're looking for individuals who understand the culture of care. And this is the sorts of things that the data reveals to us that will position potential candidates to be good considerations for owners and decision makers. The reason why it is so unique is because we all understand that the owners and decision makers are going to do what they want to do. So this is not a mandate to force them to do something. It's just a format of consideration, a wealth of information that they can use to level the playing field, not only just for coaches, but executives as well.
Dr. Cureton, James, you know me very well. You know I like to keep it real, and I'm definitely going to keep it real. All right, so this is great. Wonderful, and I understand that you're giving them all this data, but at the end of the day, and maybe Dr. Cureton, you can answer this because your background in sociology, and James, I want you to jump in on this as well. You mentioned picking winners and people with great voices, but from a sociology standpoint, how do we get the owners to overcome the fact of what they see when they see a black face or a person of color coming in there to lead a team? How do we get past that? Because we've had great candidates in the past, but how do we get past that aspect of the whole situation?
Well, let's certainly, I appreciate that, but the data suggests that there are a certain group of teams that simply will not hire black coaches. Or minority coaches. There are a group of teams that can convince to hire or consider a minority coaches. And then there are those who certainly are looking to and have practiced that exercise of hiring minorities. So it's just grouped up. What this data reveals, or what this qualitative assessment tool is going to allow, is say, okay, if you are about merit, like you say you are with the NFL, if it's about merit, we are in a position to place candidates before you that fit that merit. And if you say that hiring is about the humanistic value, your voice has contributed to this qualitative assessment tool and saying this is what we are actually looking for. So it's kind of putting the onus on them that once we have qualified what they've actually said, now we can go out and look for it. Now, again, they are entitled as billionaires to do what it is they want to do. However, what we're suggesting is here is an alternative to the consideration. And you have to understand that every hiring cycle, the NFL, like most professional teams, Mike, they are on deck every hiring cycle. And so what this does is it allows them to say, we are being objective every hiring cycle. And it may not produce, Mike, a minority coach, but it will produce a person who has merit. However, I think the black community, minority community, are well vested in the reality that they do have the merit to be in positions of coaching teams and being in executive positions. So I think they'll be fine with the fact that they've had an equal playing field, that it's been equal consideration, that it has been transparent. And if you just label it down or put it down into 2 words, this is a collaborative effort with decision makers, and it's transparent.
Right. Okay, well, this is not just for the NFL, it's also for colleges as well. And once again, I love what you guys are doing because, once again, it is needed in both situations, in colleges and the NFL. James, I got to ask you this question because, I'm an old school guy. You're an old school guy. And we love analytics, and we know how the numbers break down and all the other things. There are some coaches that might be out there and be like, you know what? Hey, bro, I'm a football coach. Forget these analytics or whatever. I know how to coach the game. I played the game. I know how to reach these players. I know how to lead men. They're going to follow my voice because of what I've been able to achieve on the football field. Take, for example, you, James Hasty, a Pro Bowler, all pro, somebody that's a known name. I want to be judged on my merits of what I've done and as a player or an assistant coach. How are they receiving this? How are some of the former players or some of the coaches receiving this when it comes to using this as a maybe a measure of why they should be hired as an NFL head coach?
It's a great question, Mike. I talk to coaches like Tony Dungy, Eric Bieniemy. I talk to guys like Todd Bowles. All of these guys are great coaches, and all of them said, James, absolutely, we support what it is you're doing, because at the end of the day, all guys want to know is, what is it that they need to do in order to be fairly evaluated? At the end of the day, all we want is fairness across the board. And let's be clear, while I coached at the high school level at a very high level, and a couple of the kids that I coached are in the National Football League, in Buda Baker and Miles Jack, even at that point, there was still more to my career that I could have done to improve as a coach. And at the end of the day, we're all aspiring to learn and improve. So what we're saying is, yeah, we want fairness. Yes, we want to collaborate with the owners and the administrators at these college levels, but we have to continue to teach these coaches to improve the game. The game of football has done me and my family well. We've done great with football. Football's done a fantastic thing for me as far as a future and whatnot. But at the end of the day, how do we improve the game? We improve the game by improving the quality of the coaches that are out there. And again, this is not just for football, this is for all sports, and it starts with football.
Mike,
go ahead, Doc.
I think it's important to say that we've had conversations with personnel with the NFL, and the conversations have been fruitful, and there's a lot of potential there. Our goal is to approach the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee by Chairman Rooney. So that's what we're looking for, is to have a meeting with them and discuss these issues and continue to move far beyond just another conversation about minority hiring, but move it into action. So that's our goal here. We have 2 assessment pieces, one quantitative and one qualitative, to approach that. So we're prepared to go, and we're prepared for the conversation, and we're prepared to move past just the conversation and go into action.